Who you be?
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
Man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he goes on, or as he goes.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
Oh dear. We'll keep listening.
From another planet. Hey there.
What's going on
It's
here?
the jam, my man.
He motions toward the sprawl of the lorries with a sweeping gesture. What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, and all around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days.
He glances down, or glances south down the road. Oh, upon days. So how long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
A zoot. Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
He snickers.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
So tell me, what do you need?
Know anything about the dead man? The one hanging behind the hostel there?
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Alright, never mind then.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
What are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Time to arrest him. Relax. He's merely joking.
Thanks, authority and rhetoric. Okay, what are you actually hauling?
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits, and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
I get one of those fallen tracksuits you're hauling.
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
I had to try. What's your machine behind you?
This rockin' beauty. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6.
That a found A6 you got there.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
Right, I had another question.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Oh, this is going to 100% fail, but we're going to go for it anyways.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Jesus. Man, you look sad. What's going on with you?
I'm okay, man. Just... the jam's got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames and the dull engines off.
The man recedes into his daze of words.
Maybe the full-on, direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and not doing it wrong.
It kind of trailed off there. Good for now. Good talk.
Don't be a stranger.
Salute with the 2 fingers. That's how we do around here. That's how you know he's a homie. Some tectonic force has cracked the pavement like an eggshell.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Thank you, tutorial agent. Ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. All right. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. I mean, I can walk onto this roof?
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
Covers his mouth to hide a burp.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to angry old René first.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
One's still chewing on a sandwich. I've actually had soup with a fork. And I'm just going to say that it's not great, but it's also not awful. You know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Can I ask what the game is first?
No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
All right. Oh no, I don't like that. Physical instrument, you are leading me down a dark path. Better observe them first.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
The man throws a metal ball toward a smaller wooden ball in the sand, missing it by a meter.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
He tries to measure the throw.
I hope you pass out from it, you goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Standing tall and proud, he looks at his partner with disgust.
Trying to throw something as close to a predetermined point as possible. Measuring. This must be the age-old game of petanque. Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game already.
Wait, what team?
Doesn't matter what team. Pick a team. Any team. The blue team. You're letting them down. Get in the game and throw the goddamn ball.
Why are you so mean to me?
Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
A moment of your time, fellows.
Sure, officer. I am René Arnaud, and my specially abled partner here is Gaston Martin. How can we help you?
The man in uniform stands before you, tall and proud. You know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of the Whirling in Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
I don't like either of these two options. I really don't want to go down this rabbit hole. But I guess we will.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties.
I try to avoid voicing opinions on controversial matters. Let's drop it.
I know the kind. Gaston here is the same. A weather vane. Never stood up for anything in his life either.
Oh boy.
Oh, René. If you only knew life beyond confrontations, conflict, and extremities.
Thank you for your time. Yes, Sagafu. Everybody gotta be a Sagafu. What is that? Coin-operated viewer has been banged up and inoperable. Man, am I ever gonna... I don't think I'm gonna be finishing this case today. It's a bag. I can finally make money. Money, 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 money. Money. Oh, I pressed that. Things I've seen, he said. The ad reads, a broken window. Tibbs has windows. It was about pate, I believe is how that's pronounced. This book, you don't really understand what this is about, nor does it seem important. A book about boyadero culture. It promotes freedom and roaming upstream. Book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. I'll take all of that. Alright, so here we are again. This is going to end poorly.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Let go.
As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Get bodied. The double six.
It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
Step closer.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
How do we get him down?
We should have a look at that belt before we even consider taking him down. It looks worrisome.
Inspect the belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently this is the reinforced kind for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
We're assuming the dock workers from the harbor did it.
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
No, they might have forgotten to brief me.
Then you should ask me the first moment we get.
How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
He points to the buckle tying the belt to the branch above. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder? Point to the one on the side of the tree.
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
He makes a pulling motion.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
We've looked at the belt. Now how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
I figured, we would take him down and then look at him, but, okay, it's fine.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Inspect the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't just boots. They are they their armor?
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic.
Forget about the notebook. Tell me about the armor.
It's clearly some manner of super armor. Or future armor. Super future armor. I'm useless.
Thanks, Encyclopedia. What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
What happened to the rest of it?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Understood.
The Sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic.
The material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
That's a lot, I take it.
As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot.
How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions.
Initial report?
Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same.
He's not actually sure of that. He's just being tactful.
He's looked pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
I don't like knocking on the boot. I don't like pulling the boot off either. Sure.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
All right, conceptualization. You always just pop in and be like, oh man, you know what this looks like? This looks like this. And it just totally molds into that, into this. Doesn't it look amazing? And I'm just like, come on, man. We're trying to solve a case here. And you're just trying to make art out of everything. What does this remind me of?
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
Run your fingers over the line.
The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Wow, okay, conceptualization. Your artisticness worked out. Looks like there's a serial number on the right sabaton.
Good. Can you read it to me?
He tips the dry ball point of his pen on his tongue. That number.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
By pulling the boot off, which I think is a mistake.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Better not even try.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decay. The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo
Check the
belts.
tattoos.
His torso, an intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Is this the map of the night sky?
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
I'm missing something here.
So am I.
Sudden ringing fills the air as Lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
The lieutenant work?
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
He produces two metal-capped ampules and clicks them into place. On the side of the apparatus, a thin slot shines there.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
Points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then,
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
What do we need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Okay.
Here, a souvenir. Don't lose it.
Why would you give me it and call it a souvenir? Oh, he hands you the piece of rolled up photo paper. It's no larger. Oh, yeah. Why?
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there.
Wait, is the hangman thing telling me a different... Oh, okay. Can't see that far. I wonder if this is different every time.
Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
It is different? Oh man, I've been kind of skipping it because I figured it would just be the same. Tell me, who are you, dead man?
The corpse is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Who is he? He is male, 4250, with an athletic build.
I can't believe I failed that.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark.
Went and take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
His face and hands are pink, thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
Relaxed eyes.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead. Wow. I think he was upright after death. Well, he's upright right now. I think it's either 2 or 4. But so all the blood is going to, kind of flow downwards, per se. He's noosed, so there's going to be some stop of circulation there. So that's why it's red there. There's a lot of blood right there. His hands, they're dangling down. His feet, they're dangling down. So a lot of the blood is going to flow to those areas where they can no longer go. So he's upright after death because he's hanging there. So let's go with he's beaten up. See the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Something is coming out of him.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Why would I say that? We got lucky.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
I'm gonna go with this. I think I'm gonna get B-rated for this. I think he was upright after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
Could it still be he was moved after death?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
Try this again. I have a skill point that I need to figure out how to use. Oh. Level up that. What did I need to... What was it that I needed to level up? Inland Empire. What is that? Right here? Hunches and gut feelings. Dreams in the waking life. I feel like a lot of the intellect stuff has come in handy. Visual calculus, not so much. Drama, not so much. Empathy just started popping into things. Hmm. This is interesting. Let's see. Enables you to draw on these facts innately, offering a wealth of background knowledge to all things related and unrelated to your case. Who knows when the history of cigarette brands will provide the breakthrough you need to arrest a murderer, or when knowledge of a pre-revolutionary guns might save a life. At high levels, Encyclopedia shares this wealth of knowledge to an almost overwhelming degree. While it may give you crucial breakthroughs, it more often will clutter your mind with useless tidbits. With low levels of Encyclopedia, though, you'll be forced to work with only the clues in front of you. Without any background knowledge, copying is going to be tough stuff. At high levels, rhetoric will make you an impressive political beast, one whose beliefs are impenetrable, which is to say, one whose mind will not change, one who will calcify. With low rhetoric, though, of a hard time of shooting down any argument, nailing people to their testimonies will be nigh impossible. I definitely think rhetoric is important, which is why I started with that one. Let's see, at high levels, conceptualization makes you go big, perhaps too big. It is ostentatious, demanding grand displays. Why live life when you can throw yourself into a live volcano? At low levels, however, you will be unable to see the world in a creative light. You'll be unable to contribute to conversations in an art gallery. Only boring people will invite you to their dust parties. Visual calculus. At high levels, visual calculus makes the world reveal its secrets to you, but you may also be absorbed by your mind diorama, so you don't notice as crooks steal your pants. However, at low levels, your mind's eye will be blinded. Reconstructing crime scenes will be difficult without outside help. What about logic? High levels logic will be able to solve puzzles, or be able to solve even the most complicated puzzle. You'll be very, very proud and thus susceptible to intellectual flattery, for those blinded by their own brilliance often miss important clues. With low levels of logic, you're going to have a hard time solving even the simplest of puzzles. Even if you find the pieces, good luck putting them together. Honestly, a small part of me is like, just go into perception. High levels perception takes in every final detail of the physical world, enough to overwhelm all but the strongest mind. However, with low levels, you are going to miss out on everything. After all, you can't arrest what you can't see, hear, or smell. There's too many things. Don't know what to put points into. We're just going to go back into rhetoric. All right. Preliminary examination is done. Let's get him down from there.
So am I.
I think he's supposed to say this. The steel reinforced belt represents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
All the branch, but how are we going to get up there? Shooting him down is silly. Asking help from the harbor doesn't sound like a great idea. I don't know, this doesn't seem all that complicated, but whatever. Maybe we can ask for help from the harbor?
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appear to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
I agree. That's why I didn't want to go there, but all of those options suck.
I would really prefer if there was another way. These people might have an agenda. But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
All the branch?
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah, it seems dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Happened to hitting right there. Can someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
I mean, someone who's below detective. You have a point there.
Sadly, yes. The whole RCM is out there right now, doing the exact same thing we are. Are we in a rush to help them? Not with this on our hands.
He covers his nose.
I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
Out of ideas? Let's have another look at him.
Yes?
You seem to be following me. Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
We're from different precincts. Why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
I don't remember being in on anything.
That's good.
Tell me about it.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, so this is the struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
Somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are two columns. One says, cases solved. The other, confirmed kills. The rows are endless. Jean Vicmer, Judith Minot, a special consultant. What was his name? Then the rows degrade into green nothingness. Your brothers have left you.
For some reason I thought you had 104 cases solved.
Well, technically. The official record keeper has been known to double count murder-suicides.
A common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats.
Wow. So you're still a good cop, right?
I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. My fellow officers, the sergeants in particular, would have made this scene into a circus.
I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. He raises an eyebrow, thinking it best to let you make the next move.
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
Challenging. Oh, man. Is all so bombastic. I'm gonna leave why I was sent unspecified.
The silence carries.
What's special about Martinet?
I have, on a few occasions, when I was young and foolish, smoked hemp.
Martinet. Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist. Okay, enough of the competition then. Tell me something else.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Ooh, formidable. Let's logic this one out. Come on, come on.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought of.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late and argues with his necktie. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a screw-up? Like as a joke.
I've considered it.
Oh, it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Why is that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
You really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Okay. A little bit of confidence back. How are we gonna get... Oh, the lighting changed because the time of day changed. We're in the afternoon now.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Who stole the rest of his stuff?
Fuck, does Kuno care?
that's not going to work. Sure, I don't really see much to lose from this.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Kuno, listen. I know this is boundary pushing thing is news to you, but it's old news for us. No, I don't like that one. Now that I understand what boundary pushing is going, let's this guy. Oh, you can't reason with this guy. You know, yeah, we're just gonna go with that one.
Get your snout out of Kuno's ass. Kuno knows how hard Kuno pushes it. Kuno pushes it hard level. You should give up, Popo, or the Kun will keep fucking it out of you.
You okay, Kuno?
She looks worried.
That went wrong. He took it as a compliment. Then he had a minor seizure.
I have more questions about the crime scene.
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it?
Dead man's clothes were in the trash container. How did they get there?
Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno.
Right about something else?
Shoot that shit at Kuno, dumpster diver.
Kuno, there's a stack of Eternite back there. Point to the shack.
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind, lazy dinks.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than meets the eye about that pile of roofing material.
How do you reason with an insane person that's also a child? Yes, some suckafoos left behind. Were those suckafoos left-handed?
The fuck are you talking about? Kuno doesn't know what handed gimps they were.
Trying to get you to talk gimp, Kuno. Don't talk.
So you say, but I saw past the veil.
The fucking well! The fuck are you talking about? Ask me a normal question, pig!
They're trying to make you feel stupid, Kuno.
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack. Yes, you should go back there.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
Alright, Kuno. Somebody needs to slap some sense into you for show.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
One more try. Go ahead.
Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly.
Pull the panels aside.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Kuno don't know no suckafoot tool shed. Kuno just knows Kuno. This place looks lovely. Silver plate with traces of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Someone has taken narcotics here. Perhaps the police. These are all stupid. I'll call you back later, Mama. Someone has taken narcotics here. Perhaps the police shouldn't interfere.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Time to mark. Give it a few more minutes. Oh, poster says get out of the way or get messed up. Cured pig head, looks mummified. Empty tube of the magnesolam magnesium supplement. Magnesium supplement you rub on your chest to live a happy magnesium-rich life. All right, now we can mark.